Hey guys, Forex here, hope you're all well. Just a quick disclaimer, you might want to skip this video. The reason for that is because I've been working on a project where I'm going to be replacing these lights with overhead lights. If you've been following me on Twitter, I've been designing a project to do that. And this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to fit my overhead light system. So yeah, if you want to watch that, stick around. If you don't want to watch it, you can skip this video. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do today, is get this all fixed up. Now what I'll do now is I'll show you a quick picture of what I designed, and then we'll get fixing this system in. Okay, just thought I'd show you the A-frame I came up with. Just wood stuck together. I braced it with some other wood and screwed it, and it's just painted white so it matches my ceiling. Now this is going to be suspended from chain, and that's the reason why it's got hooks on. I've also got connectors so I can thread the wire through, and then it connects to the pendants. And if you can see, I have an hole here, so a pendant's going to go through this side and come out the back. Hole here, same again, pendant's going to go through, come out the back, and one here is going to come out the back as well. Now the reason I've offset them, so I've got two at the front, one at the back, is so when I lean forward, because it's going to be going like this with the pendants dropping down, so it's going to be like this, hovering above the bench, obviously not this height, but it's going to be further up, is so when I lean over I don't create any shadows. And I've got to thank Jerome on Twitter for that. I'll put a link in his to his Twitter account, because he turned around and said if I put all the lights in a straight line, when I lean over I'm going to create a shadow. So yeah, thanks to him for just reminding me of that. So that's why I came up with this A-frame. So okay, what I want to do now is take all my electrical wire and my light pendants, and I'll wire them in. So I'll get on with that and I'll be back in a little while. Okay, as you can see, we're all wired in. All my pendants, all three pendants, are all wired in. You can see my feed loop there. That's got a 5 meter spool of wire on it. That's what's feeding this whole chandelier, if you'd like to call it now. What I'm going to do now is replicate these hooks on the ceiling just up there, and then I can hang it using chain. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, as you can see, I've installed the hooks. Just got to put the A-frame on there now, and then I can wire it in using this trunking. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with it. Okay, as you can see, the chandelier thing, whatever you want to call it, is up. It's suspended from the ceiling. What I'm going to do now is take this trunking, and I'm just going to tidy up the wire situation. So I'll crack on with that, and I'll be back in a little while. Okay, as you can see, I've finished trunking. Goes all the way along and down, then it goes at the back and comes in and plugs in to this plug just there. So yeah, it's all done. Now we're finished. Have a guess what these metal lampshades are. They're dog bowls. Yeah, I know, right? Bear with me. What I noticed when I switched the lights on was a lot of the light was bouncing upwards, and obviously if you're focusing on a table like this, that light that is bouncing upwards is basically wasted light. So I was sitting at my computer last night thinking, what can I use for lampshades? So I started searching for lampshades, and they were like £15–20 each. And I was like, I'm not paying £60 for a set of metal lampshades. And yeah, I just had a brainwave. I thought about my dog who passed away 5 years ago, and he used to have a metal feeding bowl, and I was like, yeah, I could use 3 of those. So I popped into Wilco's, picked up 3 metal dog bowls. I drilled 30mm holes into them so they would fit around the flange bit that you screw on, and yeah, they work perfect. Now that light, instead of bouncing up, gets reflected back down again. So what I'll do is I'll shut my blackout blind and we can give these lights a test and see what it looks like. Genius idea. Okay, we're back, ready to switch the lights on. What I've done is I've shut my blackout blinds, I've turned every light source off. So the only thing that you can see at the moment is a TV. So what I'm going to do now is switch the lights on and we'll see what we get. And there we go. A lot better. I can see the light is evenly spread. One thing I've noticed is I can see the front of my equipment now. Also, yeah, the full extent of my scope is lit up. So yeah, where before what was happening was, because I moved my R-type poster, the lights were here. What was happening was the lights were shining down and it was casting like a shadow. So on this side was lit, but the rest of this was dark. And it was the same with this as well. I'd get like a line going like this, so I'd have this little part here that was lit, the rest of it would be dark, and as you can see, it's all lit now. One thing I have noticed though is it's not as bright, but that's not a bad thing because it doesn't look that bad on camera. It looks nice and bright on camera because I'm seeing that through the viewfinder. If I wanted to make it brighter, I'd just simply, you know, bring the lights down a little bit. But yeah, it looks nice and bright, everything looks great. There's more even light spread. And one great thing as well now is I can pan up now, where before if I was pointing the camera at the TV, if I panned up, the lights would just totally swamp the camera out. So yeah, I'm quite happy. They've worked out brilliant. So yeah, I'm, like I said, really happy. So yeah, if you like this video guys, like, comment, subscribe, or the usual stuff. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Dog bowls. Cracking idea.